briefly, he is currently the regional manager and head of the Intellectual Property Facilitation Center of National Research Development Corporation, associated with Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. He also heads the Technology and Innovation Support Center, again with the National Research Development Corporation, an enterprise of Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. Dr. Bijay Kumar Sahu is a technology, intellectual property and innovation management professional in academics, training and profession. With over a decade and a half of work experience, Dr. Sahu earned his MPhil and PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, and has specialized in intellectual property rights and technological capabilities, with special references to biotechnology innovations in India. Dr. Sahu has facilitated and managed many patents, trademark, design, copyright, and other IP to various universities, startups, MSMEs, PSUs, and has helped transfer and commercialize many lab-scale technologies in various startups, MSMEs, and universities. He's coordinated and organized so far more than 400 national and international seminars, workshops, and conferences on IP, innovation and tech transfer, and has provided more than 700 lectures on entrepreneurship, innovation, IP, technology commercialization, and management. Dr. Sahu is also managing the IP and innovation of various PSUs, including RINL, NALCO, NMDC, OFB, BEML, Ministry of Defense, and many more. He's coordinated Government of India Task Force study under DSIR on innovation policies in China, Korea, and Taiwan, with implications for India. A much in demand speaker, Dr. Sahu has been guest faculty on IP and technology management and mentor of many prominent institutes and universities, their technology business incubators in the country. He's been mentor and nodal officer for IP of STPI, Government of India New Generation Entrepreneurship Program, and also nodal officer for Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Champion of National Research Development Corporation. Dr. Sahu is also adjunct professor of various universities in India, including Weltec University, Geetham University, and many more. Member of AICT Institutional Innovation Council of various universities, engineering colleges in the country, Dr. Sahu has advised and mentored startup activities of state governments of various states, including Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, and so on. For the stupendous work that he has done in the area of intellectual property and technology, Dr. Sahu has been conferred with various prestigious awards, including IP Excellence Award from World IP Forum for the year 2021 for education and training on IPRs and innovation, the Global IP Convention Awards by GIPC during 12th Global IP Convention, and ASSOCHAM and IPTSE Award, respectively, for promotion of IP facilitation and innovation management. He's been considered as the top 100 IP leaders from India by World IP Forum for the year 2018. And in the same year, he was invited as keynote speaker of United Nations UNESCO EdTech 2018 on IP innovation and educational curriculum. It's our privilege, Dr. Sahu, to have you here as speaker, and today he's going to talk on a topic that is just the right topic for him: how to commercialize inventions, how to translate these inventions from the bench side to the bedside. So over to you, Dr. Sahu. Our privilege to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your generous introduction. And it is an honor for me to joining this program, and I am really grateful to all of you for giving me opportunity. I hope my PPT is visible to all of you.
No, as yet it's not.
Dr. Vivek, could you help, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Sir, have you shared the PPT?
Yeah, earlier I shared, na?
Sir, again, I think it has disappeared. So can you just try resharing once?
It is beginning to appear. Vivek, it's beginning to appear.
Okay.
It has just started. वो आधा आधा ऐसा आया है. So it's just started to appear.
Yes, sir. Sir, we can see in the slide sorter view.
Oh.
Sir, it disappeared again.
Now?
So should we? Sir, it's disappeared again. Now again it is loading. Just let us wait for 2 minutes. Sir, if it doesn't happen, can we proceed in slide sorter view with some zoom in? That should be okay.
Okay, no problem for me.
Sir, it's come. Sir, it's come.
Okay, because okay, thank you.
Yeah, over to you, sir.
Yeah. This is the one of the challenge as far as this challenging time of pandemic of connecting the dot, and but we are also fortunate for this technology and sitting globally, but now we are sitting regionally and connected with each other. So thank you, ma'am, for giving me opportunity, particularly for this program at FDP at Bombay Pharmacy College, the one of the most prominent college of the nation, and the institution plays a very important role in pharmaceutical science for the nation building. Many more technical manpower are mitigating the challenge at this COVID-19 period. And that is the role of institution today in the nation building, in the changing paradigm of innovation ecosystem. I am really grateful to all of you, and also but the topic is quite relevant for all of us of the this country and of the society. And we have to bring mind, we have to connect mind to the market, lab to the land, and we have to bring Lakshmi and Saraswati together in the changing paradigm of innovation ecosystem. When we talked about Atmanirbhar Bharat, when we talked about self-reliance India, innovate India, make in India, because our dependency on import of technology is very high, and we have to be much more create IP. And my previous speaker already talked about intellectual property management. Now I'll talk about intellectual property commercialization in the system and the ecosystem. We as a national organization, it is our mandate and mission to monetize intellectual property, and at the end of the day, sabse bada rupaya. So how we can bring or how we can make Saraswati into Lakshmi, that is important today, and connecting to the lab, and that the topic you have given me from bench side to bedside. Friends, as we are in a very compliance ecosystem of innovation with Startup and Stand Up India, Make in India, Digital India, Innovate India, I'll start with the quote of Lord Buddha. He told, if you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. And that's the role of innovation. And that innovation plays a very important role to give a equitable growth, inclusive growth to the people of the society, to access, avail, and adapt the innovative technology. As you know, intellectual property has the self-life. Intellectual property is the self-life of a banana. And today we must have to look into the aspect how we can connect IP into a process and product, how we can incubate IP into a process and product, in that how we can transfer and that knowledge into a process and product. That is very important, because research transform money into knowledge, technology transform knowledge into money. There is a paradigm shift through innovation. The innovation value chain is in today in the 21st century knowledge economy. There is a dynamism, there is a ecosystem, and there is a monopoly in the global arena when we talked about technological innovation. And technological innovation plays a very important role. And the technological innovation, the innovations come from academia, and how we can connect with the industry. And we need a greater academia industry collaboration when we talked about technological innovation in the country. And we have many more flagship program of Government of India, including some of the program like National Science Technology Entrepreneurship Board, who promote technology business incubation center across the country, Atal Innovation Mission of Niti Aayog, to create a entrepreneurship and innovation culture, and also transformation through technology. And that's IP we have been talking about in this program. But today we need to understand how we are monetizing IP, how we are making IP as a strategic tool for an institution, for a nation at large, because intellectual property plays a very, very important role in the changing paradigm of innovation ecosystem. And as I told, it is a high time how we can bridge the gap and connect the dot, particularly bridging the gap between academia and industry, where intellectual property plays a very, very important role. Academia is a place of Goddess Saraswati, industry is a place of Lakshmi, but the intellectual property plays the very, very crucial role in making them or connecting both Lakshmi and Saraswati together. And that IPR, I'll just like to talk about you all about the technology commercialization or IP commercialization from bench side to bedside. Friends, in recent time, you know better than me about 2DG drug, and that drug was developed by INMAS DRDO, and that technology process transferred to Dr. Reddy Laboratories, and that technology given many more hope to million people of the nation. That is innovation, or that is the value creation, and that is nothing but bench side to bedside, and that is nothing but the nation building in the such a terrible pandemic condition what we have been going through. Another I'll give you about bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati together. You can see this is one of the technology, the process developed from marine chlorophycin algae called all-trans-lutein, developed by one of the scientists, women scientist, who is standing right to me. You can see. I hope PPT is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So you can see the right to me, the scientist along with her research scholar are standing, and left to me the industry leader who lead one of the company called Vectrogen Biological Private Limited. And we transfer the technology from a lab, and that lab scale technology with a proven technology, and the company is now manufacturing this all-trans-lutein, and that has a great impact to the nutritional and also medicinal useful for our eye and retina. So this is innovation that create value to the society, and we can create job, we can give the product to the nation, and that is indigenization or indigenous product. And that is this is nothing but bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati together in the changing paradigm of innovation ecosystem. The scientists who hold a patent, and there is a benefit sharing over the patent number, it has been written there also. So in that patent, there is a credibility of the institution, and since there is a commercialization of this process every year, and whatever the royalty we will get, we'll collect the royalty and share with the institute, and institute also share 60% of the money to the inventor, those who have created that process. So this is nothing but the benefit sharing of intellectual property management from the commercialization of intellectual property. Friends, I would like to take you to 60 years back to, when in 1960s, there was a great, shortage of, you know about Amul baby food. I'll just like to brief you in a small manner, because sometimes mother milk is not sufficient for baby, but at that time it was one of the challenge to mitigate the nutritional value for the children, particularly the baby. And at that time we had a process developed by CSR, CFTRI, that we have transferred to the technology to one of the communities called Kara District Milk Producer Union. They came out with Amul spray, and you know about Amul spray, the brand that connect to our emotion, that connect to our old days of beautiful childhood as far as this photograph is concerned. And this is nothing but innovation that create value and that connect from bench side to bedside. This is also another process I would like to inform you. The ghee, and normally the normal ghee sometimes difficult for us to digest, and also there is issues of triglyceride, and also for the hypertension patient, and also those who are having the problem of diabetic. But the NDRA came out with a low cholesterol ghee. They extracted triglyceride, and the process we transferred to one of the company. It was earlier a startup companies, but today I think thousands of people are working in that company, and the company is Quality Dairy, who is manufacturing this Live Light pure ghee and 85% less cholesterol. So you can see that is the innovation that create impact to the society, that create impact to the people, that create impact to the community, and that create impact to the national growth on economy from innovation, from marketing of this process and product. And that is nothing but the innovation that create value to the society. Friends, I would like to tell you about some in the present time. We had a very tough time. Many of us lost our known faces in this pandemic, and you know about PPE kits. And I think most of us use PPE kits at this challenging time when we are visiting our near and dear to the hospital, in ICU or many places. So at that time, you could just recall India was importing PPE kits, and some of our researchers at this challenging time came out with a affordable PPE kits technology, and that process technology manufacturing we transferred to, I think, more than 10 MSME, and those who are manufacturing these PPE kits and providing a ray of hope to millions of people of the nation to mitigate the challenge of COVID-19. That is nothing but bench side to bedside as far as the innovation that create impact to the society at this challenging time. Even this technology also got a Defense Innovation Challenge Award from Ministry of Defense. So you can understand the role of intellectual property and creativity, the creativity that leads to innovation, and that innovation create impact to the society, impact to the people, and also impact to the nation and nation building in indigenous process and product. Friends, I would like to show you the data of 2019 of AUTM. You might be knowing in US there is a university association of university technology manager. They look after the innovation from various universities, academia. You can see from this photograph about 25,392 inventions disclosed, and there was a IP protection of 15,972. Then they licensed around 9,751, around 711 new product came, and around 1,040 startup came. You can understand role of innovation or role of academy benefiting society and economy in technology transfer. It is the high time to understand for all of us to protection of intellectual property, facilitation of intellectual property, and commercialization of intellectual property, because intellectual property normally generate in academic institution, because many young leaders are there, they have many ideas, but the idea must be protected. We have seen in the case of Haldi, Neem and Basmati. Our Haldi was patented in US. So we must understand from our past, and we must have to protect, as the ecosystem is a WTO ecosystem. Under that, we have a TRIPS regime of monopoly, and that's talked about trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. And we need to protect, otherwise we will be perish. And we have seen in the case of many more of our product in the recent past, as far as the pharmaceutical process and product, our traditional knowledge are concerned. Friends, today the world in a very changing, challenging, and in a situation to create an opportunity. As you know, necessity is mother of invention. And at this challenging time, there is a beautiful innovation today we have seen in the form of vaccine, and also there is a greater academia industry collaboration from bench side to bedside between Serum Institute, Oxford University, ICMR, Bharat Biotech. These are some of the collaboration, how they have developed with the IP, and that IP they came out with a process and product, and that product we are taking the benefit in the form of vaccine. Today innovation is market driven, invention driven, and technology driven. We must have to look into that, and we must have to protect the IP, because IP protection is nothing but the creativity, to respect the creativity, innovation, and also we should have a benefit sharing between various stakeholders of that innovation. Navigating a new business to the market, the future is foggy for any startup, any MSME and industries, because there are a lot of issues are there. When a proven technology goes to the market, there are issues of safety level, there are issues of regulatory issues, particularly safety standard and intellectual property. I'll talk in the context of intellectual property. We must have to protect our brand. Today we are not talking about intellectual property. Today we are talking about particularly the patent. Today we are talking about technology. For trademark, we are talking about brand, and the ornamentation, we are talking about design. So we have to look into that aspect, because we are in an IP driven ecosystem, and intellectual property is need of the hour to protect and also leverage, incubate for the new process and product, and also share the benefit to the inventor and innovator. One of the biggest challenges, friends, you might be knowing, many more fake drugs are selling in the market, and this is one of the recent past that was happened. Remdesivir were selling the pirated product in all over Odisha, and that was one of the challenging situation. So this is also one of the enforcement issues of intellectual property, and these are the thing we have to mitigate, and IP we have to protect, and government has many more flexibility that the context of public health and intellectual property that I am not going to talk about, but we have to protect IP so that we can have a originality, which there should not be no imitation, there should not be no infringement. Friends, you know, intellectual property is the biggest challenge for the nation. We are in a tough situation of special 301 provision that, you know, US Trade Department kept India in a priority watch list. And second most important issues today is access to plant genomic resource. We have a beautiful ecosystem, National Biodiversity Authority, as far as the genetic resource and it benefit sharing and utilization is concerned. We are in a industry 4.0 ecosystem where artificial intelligence, IoT, blockchain, machine learning are playing a very, very important role. And all these invention innovations come from various geographical location. There should be a benefit sharing, and the most important for particularly pharmaceutical science is is when we are signing any agreement, when we are signing any kind of research consultancy agreement, particularly in collaborative research, contract research, grant-in-aid research, and also we have to create a opportunity of benefit sharing, and there should not be any kind of hurdle for the research and development fund, because in India you might be knowing private sector research and development fund is very, very poor as compared to public sector. But in other country, in China, Korea, Taiwan, Brazil, America, their private sector fund more in research and development. And one of the bottleneck in India is that intellectual property issues. So it is our fundamental duty as a national organization to connect industry and academia so that we can bridge the gap through intellectual property protection and commercialization, and also benefit the sharing of the new process and product developed by the industry to the inventor and innovator. Friends, we must have to be out of box today, because India needs skill, and because skill is nothing but ornament to the industry and market, and we have to develop a skill, and we have learn many things from this Indian Bollywood movie 3 Idiot about patent and also creativity and invention and also respect to copyright. That's you all knows about this story of Indian Bollywood movie Three Idiots. Another one of the biggest challenge for today in India is publication versus patenting. Unfortunate part, you know about patenting, and also my previous speaker already might have talked about patenting and protection of the patent. That that we are lacking globally, particularly when we compare with China, Korea, or America. Even in China, file more than 15 lakhs patent. We are filing just 50,000 patent, and out of that 50,000 patent, around 28% are Indian patent, and rest are multinational corporate are filing patent in India. So it is the high time for all of us to how we can solve a valid problem for our society by connecting to academia, because academia has a lot of knowledge, resource, and also innovation that we can mitigate the challenge locally, and that will connect to nationally, and that's create impact to the nation and national economy. Friends, you can see the statistic in 2005 in globally, US was number 1 in patent application and China was number 10 in the year 2005. But if you see today, China is number 1 ahead than US, Japan, and Germany, and we are nowhere. So that we have to understand, we have to realize, we have to create an impact. And I think I will compliment for this program, because this program certainly many scholars, scientists, and also researcher and professor are there, and they are well known. They need only a ecosystem of collaboration. They need a opportunity of funding so that they can make the difference, because they are highly qualified and they can make it and they will do it. And we have to create an enabling ecosystem, connect to them, and collaboration. That is very, very important today. So innovation is a long-term health of economy. We need a healthy root system, and institution plays a very, very important role in strengthening the root system in academia, particularly in the creativity, invention, work process, skill that will be the ornament to the society and market in the changing paradigm of policy flagship program in recent time. We have National Educational Policy 2020. We have National Innovation Startup Policy 2019 for the guiding framework for higher educational institution. We have National Intellectual Property Right Policy 2016. All these programs are there, ecosystem is there, but we have to connect the dot, because many more innovation center we can create, and we can also mitigate challenge locally, and that will transfer nationally and globally. So India need invention and India need innovation, that you understand about the patent application coming from various state. And today, when we talked about innovation, innovation is today market driven, invention driven, and technology driven. And in that, as a national institution, as per my topic of presentation is concerned, we connected to various universities, labs, individual NGOs in scouting the technology, and also we play a major role in technological information and dissemination to in India, across the country, and also in other country. We help in technology transfer. We do evaluation pilot plant. We help in protection of intellectual property. Any startup, MSME, individual, institution can take our support in IP protection. We do patentability analysis, and if it is patentable, NRDC will file the patent on behalf of scientists and bear the cost up to the grant of the patent. Once we file a patent, also we try to make prototype, scale up, and validation, and then we can come out with a proven technology to mitigate the technology readiness level, and also support for incubation services. NRDC gives national awards in the form of Technological Innovation Award, Budding Innovation Award, and also Societal Innovation Award. And also our major role is licensing of the technology to the MSME, startup, corporate, and industry, and sharing the benefit of that lump sum premia with the institution and inventor, and also collection of royalty every year and sharing the same to the institution. That is our role in technological innovation and bridging the gap between academia and industry, or we can say bench side to bedside, as far as the IP commercialization is concerned. We have already commercialized and licensed more than 5,000 technology, filed more than 2,000 patent application, many more trademark and design, and that's our role as a national institution. And I'm grateful that you have given me opportunity for in this FDP program. Friends, this is some of our recent past impact factor, how we are connecting to startup, helping startup with IP mentorship, providing seed funding support, and some of the startup are excellently making us proud, country proud, and also we are proud for their activity and innovation, those who are creating value to the society. IP are certainly the biggest challenge, and there is opportunities for MSME and startup and industries, and we have to make it a strategic weapon to protect IP so that we can get more opportunity of negotiation for technology transfer and commercialization, because IP is one of the biggest tool of the strategy for the trust for from a investor point of view. At the same time, how we are connecting to the incubation center, young leader, and also recognizing young mind with their innovation by giving the award, and also connecting the dot, connecting academia and industry, particularly in awareness of intellectual property management, technology transfer and commercialization, and many more program we do across the country through digitally and physically. And that's our mandate and mission in helping startup, making those who are difference to the society, making product from waste to wealth, and some of the young startup, those who are difference, making the difference in new process and product with their IP, helping them in their IPR management, and also capacity building in some of the program you might be knowing, Women Scientist program of TIFAC under Department of Science and Technology, Kiran program. That is one of the beautiful program what the government of India has established to build the capacity and train to the women who are qualified, and they can be a woman scientist, and they can create a institution or academy or attorney firm, and can be a ornament for managing the intellectual property of various PSUs and scientific organization. And this is one of the best program today in India, Women Scientist program of TIFAC, that has given many more leader to across the nation, those who are IP manager or IP practitioner in the country. That is nothing but creating impact, creating value to the society, and giving a shoulder in IP management to the stakeholder. Other than this, our role, as Madam told, we help and also manage the intellectual property of various PSUs, ordnance factories, and also help various institutions in making their prototype, scale up, validation of their product, and also capacity building program on intellectual property, innovation management, and technology transfer activities. And you know about all this intellectual property, but today this is very, very important when we are integrating research and development with intellectual property. And once we have protected, we must have to create the value of it so that we can create an impact to the society, both socio-economically, because that is the role as an inventor you have created, that is the recognition, that is the rewards for you, that is the supremacy in the field of your invention, and that is the credibility to the society and to the institution and to you yourself. So integrating intellectual property into business, we have 4 parameters, 4 objectives. As far as the human resource, we need to build a capacity and also awareness, training on intellectual property. We have to see in a marketing perspectives, brand building, use of goodwill in the business, and brand positioning. As per the strategy, in the competitive advantage, building patent portfolio for the merger and acquisition, and also for finance, IP valuation, balance sheet, IP monetization. So these are some of the 4 important opportunity we can create from intellectual property, make into a business practice, and also create a enabling ecosystem, both internally and externally. We can spin out and we can spin off from the intellectual property today, because intellectual property is legal in nature. We must have to respect IP, leverage IP, and also connect with IP for collaboration and also for manufacturing or incubation for the new process and product. We must have an institutional IP policy for the benefit sharing of intellectual property generated by our faculties, researcher, and there should be a royalty sharing, and there should be a issues of transfer of ownership of intellectual property and also IP waiver. And Government of India, DPIIT came out with a model guideline for the implementation of intellectual property policy at higher academic institutions. The policy is already put in place, and also institution like Bombay Pharmacy College might have the IP policy, because institutional IP policy is very, very important for the stakeholder of the institution, and it will play as a Bible and everybody will respect it. And it will plays a very, very important role for sponsored research, collaborative research, contract research, grant-in-aid research, and more opportunity for consultancy, R&D partnership, and technology transfer and incubation. So we have to look into that aspect to achieve the goal of self-reliant, to achieve the goal of United Nations Sustainable Development Goal in mitigating the challenge of 18 challenges that we have in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. We need to achieve by 2030 through technology transfer, because technology is the only option to mitigate many challenges. So benefit sharing for intellectual property commercialization, there should be a benefit sharing. The scientist, the professor or researcher must get the share of the monies that realize from the licensing of technology, and that policy should be put in place in institution, so that that kind of trust will come from the faculty and researcher, and they can protect and try to get the benefit. And some of the beautiful example already I have shared, and some of the beautiful example I'll give as far as the IP and technology commercialization is concerned. So today, when we talked about knowledge-based intellectual property management system, we have to manage IP portfolio as far as the by recording, reminding, and reporting. These are some of the strategy, and also intellectual property search, and that some of my colleague Vijay ji already might have spoken. Without taking any time, I should do how we do commercialize lab scale technology to the industry. We scout the technology, we identify technology, we assess the technology, and we do value addition. Then we do publicity and license the technology. This is the simple way, but in this simple way, there are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of issues, there are a lot of pain and agony are there. But we are doing our best, and in commercializing lab scale technology, making it a TRL level, a proficient proven technology, and making the product to the market at an optimal level from TRL1 to TRL9. That's our mandate and mission, to mitigate the challenge of technological value of death and commercialization of value of death from ideas or research and development to prototype stage, and prototype stage to pilot demonstration stage, and then commercialization, production, and proven competitive technology. So these are some of our role, and particularly from lab to market, already I talked about, from IP protection, validation, scale up, all mitigating the challenge of value addition. Then we try to get a appropriate industry showcase our process and product through various academia and industry meet, and try to channelize the technology transfer process through negotiation, in licensing, and the technology may be exclusive or non-exclusive depending upon the opportunity, and also connecting the technology in the various web platform and in our some of our collaborative platforms, so that people can reach out and we can connect digitally and transfer the technology by evaluating the intellectual property in various methodological practice, and going into a technology transfer negotiation to the industry and MSME, and keep the track both industry and also licensor and licensee, and mitigating the challenge of many, particularly as far as the technology licensing from a licensing agreement is concerned, and also payment of technology transfer fees, royalty. So we plays a very, very important role in coordination, nurturing, link, and that three things plays a very, very important role for our technology transfer activity as a team that affect the technology transfer activity in the country and also other country. That some of the technology transfer we did to various countries, that I will also showcase some of the technology. This is one of the technology in recent past we have transferred to L&T and also Bharat Electronics Limited, and the technology is underwater remote operating vehicle, and this is one of the deep technology for the deep sea to mitigate the many challenges at the deep sea area, and that this technology is useful for Indian Navy and also to mitigate the challenge of Indian biological diversity, marine biological diversity, to mitigate the some of the process of mining or myriad application and many more, and this technology in the process of manufacturing, and that will be plays a very important for the strategic use of the Indian Navy also. So there are many challenges as far as this technology transfer process is concerned, and we have mitigated, and hopefully the product will come very soon to the nation, and that will be nothing but our self-reliant India and indigenous technology. Some of the small technology we have been transferring to various MSMEs, providing a affordable technology, adaptable technology, and also the technology should not have any issues of intellectual property violation. We help MSME startup in protecting their intellectual property in the form of patent, trademark, design, copyright, so that this should not infringe other IP, because intellectual property violation is one of the damage to the individual and institution and also country at large, and that we have seen in Special 301 provision. The provision before India is priority watch list by the US Trade Department. So many more technology we have transferred, and that's our role in connecting bench side to bedside, and some of the innovative technology are put in place in the market, and some of the entrepreneur are really done excellent, particularly in this pandemic time, in various antigen testing kits, and in that it is our collective role to connect the dot, and bringing both Lakshmi and Saraswati together in technology transfer and commercialization. And this is one of the technology I will say, what I am giving now, showing now, is recycling of plastic waste to tile, and this is developed by our one of the national labs. And this technology, plastic waste is one of the biggest challenge for our environment and biodiversity and human society, and we have transferred this technology to around 14 startup and MSME in the country, and those who are creating impact to the society and creating job, mitigating the challenge of this recycling of plastic waste, and that can be useful for floor making, and also many more municipality are using this kind of plastic style. So this is nothing but the role of innovation that create value to the society. We have put in place all the technology in various sector, so that any MSME startup or entrepreneur can go into it, and if they need, we connect them in transferring the technology by signing a technology licensing agreement. At the same time, we also join hand with various international organization, and we are part of ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nation, communication particularly in sharing the indigenous technology, so that we can transfer to them, and also we can mitigate the challenge of our United Nations Sustainable Development Goal through South-South cooperation for technology transfer. At this COVID period also, we came out with a publication of technology related to tracing, testing, and treating of COVID-19. So many more opportunity we created. We helped many technology related to that in IP protection, scale up, validation, and also provided techno-commercial support. At the same time, as I told, we transfer the Indian technology to various countries, and we have done some of the technology, Indian technology, agri-tech technology, biotechnology to various countries, and you can see India to assist Ghana in tomato production, and we achieved that also. We transfer Indian varieties of tomato, and that grown in African countries like Ivory Coast, Mozambique, and Ghana, and that's the role of as a national institution in technology transfer and cooperation, and providing appropriate technology to mitigate the challenge to the various countries under the WTO framework of Article under 66.2. India plays a very important role in the South-South cooperation in technology transfer. So as already I informed about how academia plays an important role in technology transfer as per the AUTM in United States, and so this is some of my presentation, and I like to stop here and take some of the question. And before that, I would like to just share with you the challenge in IP and technology commercialization in India is that innovation is often not effectively correlated with management and commercialization process. Research or innovation should focus on commercial viability, for which there should be IPR management and benefit sharing is crucial. There is no national policy that promote technology transfer. Every institution have their policy, but we need a national policy on technology transfer. Like AUTM, that the way has come out with the Bayh-Dole Act of US. And also there is a limited platform forum to promote marketing of technology and intellectual property in India. Limited organization and HR that specialize in the commercialization of technology. Demonstration of new technology should be there, so that that reach out should be there and connecting there. And there is a lack of centralized technology repository which is not available in India, and that ecosystem we need to create the way something similar to JAM. In most of the cases, technology is not developed in response to market needs. That kind of matchmaking and need to develop. And there is a huge mismatch between research unit and potential industrial partner that research needs for economics. And there should be analysis of technological advancement, implementation of readiness level, that we talked about technology readiness level. And these are some of the challenges we need to mitigate, and we must have to adopt, so that we can create a beautiful ecosystem, so that academia can play a very, very important role in the national economic growth in technology transfer and providing a indigenous technology to the nation and nation building for the to the MSME and startup, those who can get the fillip. And we can also mitigate many challenges to fulfill the dream of Mahatma Gandhi, who always talked about homegrown ideas and innovation and self-reliance. So friends, the problem is never how to get new innovative thought into our mind, but how to get the old one out. That is very, very important. We must have to change our mindset in the changing paradigm of ecosystem. We have many flagship policy program. We must have to adopt, and we have to be innovative in our way of talking, in our way of managing, in our way of collaboration. Thank you all of you for giving me opportunity, and I am ready to take any query, question, and my email ID and mobile number is available there. Anytime you can call me, discuss with me for any support. It is our fundamental duty to connect with you all. Thank you all of you for your kind patience. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Thank you, Dr. Sahu, for that so very interesting presentation with so many beautiful case studies as to how actually you can work around commercializing your invention. I'm sure our participants have had a lot of takeaways and a lot of learnings from your lectures. And if we can take a few questions, I can see Mr. Vijay Shiv Pujay has raised his hand. So Mr. Vijay Shiv Pujay, if you can put up your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Sahu, for that wonderful session. And I think the best part is when we speak about that combining Lakshmi with Saraswati. That is something which really touches our hearts directly. Dr. Sahu, I actually wanted to know, not only for any one specific institute, government institute, but generally for any academic institutions, private institutions, how can they get benefited by the various schemes that NRDC has? Of course, you listed out lots of schemes, as well as you mentioned your personal email address and phone number, but then can they directly get benefited through all these schemes?
Yes, because it is a national organization and every citizen of the nation has the right to get the benefit. And as I inform, when I share my email ID and contact number, they can directly speak to me. And IP support is free for everyone, and that I have been doing last 15 year IP support. We have been providing to many MSME, startup, individual, researcher, student, even scientist, professor, and many of the professor whom we have filed their patent, and today some of the professor become vice chancellor and managing the university with their academics role as a responsibility. So we are doing our best, and that is our collaboration. And today we need collaboration, and more collaboration is required to mitigate the challenge what we are going through.
Sir, also, one question, because since the FDP is only for life sciences or pharmacy faculties as such, are there any specific schemes, especially post-COVID or during this pandemic time, for the life sciences sector, which would be really beneficial for the faculties?
Yes, particularly, we have a Department of Biotechnology. Under the Department of Biotechnology, there is a organization called BIRAC, Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. And under BIRAC, many more flagship program are there, and that is the, I think, one of the best program they are running. Some of the program I would like to inform you, like big grant, Biotech Ignited grant, and all the pharmaceutical scientists and professor can eligible for that grant to get from the government, and also they can come out with a solution what we are going through, and that is the institutional ecosystem support. And I think many of the faculty has got the big grant also, and in the participant list, and also many institutions where the biotechnology and biopharmaceutical section is there, they can ready to get, and they have to propose, and it should have an impact, and the committee is there, and they are a professor, and ultimately they will give justification and come out with the solution, particularly mitigating the challenge of at this pandemic time.
Yeah, Dr. Sahu, you also provided us the list of different technologies basically NRDC website has and which are available for technology transfer and commercialization. And you mentioned in most of the cases, MSMEs are the ones who are taking these technologies for commercialization. Is there any way out for the institute specifically to get incorporated in that list? This is the first question. And secondly, for example, when we have our invention or the patent which is included in your research, what is the next procedure? As in, for example, it is circulated to, let's say, 1,000 MSMEs basically, and there are 2 or 3 MSMEs which are specifically interested in that. Then would the institute be directly getting connected with the MSMEs, or NRDC would be mediating at every point of time actually?
Vijayji, I would like to tell you at the outset, everyone have some strength and weakness. Institution his own strength, we have our own strength, and industry has own strength. So we have to supplement and complement with each other. Institution role is to mitigate the challenge, with come out with the solution, and our role is to connect the dot, bridging the gap, and providing value addition. As I categorically told in my presentation, we give value addition support. Institution may not have the fund for scale of validation and prototype. That's our role into coming into picture. And as a national organization, our role more is to mitigate the challenge of legal compliance, and also transferring technology through licensing, and that sharing of the benefit in a professional way, so that inventors should get the benefit of the royalty in the form of royalty, and there should be a benefit sharing of technology transfer fees, and collecting the royalty. Collecting royalty, you can understand, from a industry, it will be very, very difficult for a institution. But we have, as a national institution, we have the track record. We will try to mitigate many challenges, and that I may not be able to tell. We have to get into their annual report. We will try to get the RBI side to how much transaction they have done. Then we have to find out the percentage of royalty what they are supposed to give. That will mitigate the challenge.
Yeah, sir, you mentioned about that percentage of royalty, and generally we have this question in most of the forum is how is it basically calculated, because it's a tough science basically, the IP valuation specifically, and you have in your slides as well you mentioned about IP valuation. Can you throw some light on that, sir?
Let me tell you, IP is a strategy to protect or mitigate the challenge and connecting the dot to the industry. And if we have a IP, the trust will come. I'll come with small example. As you might be knowing, IUS 64 today. IUS 64 is, I think, one of the technology today. I will say Ayurvedic technology that we have transferred to, I think, 15 MSME or industry in this recent past. So you can understand the role of IUS 64 and transfer of technology to n number of party or industry. So here we have to make a strategy. how we are transferring the technology. Suppose Dr. Ujjwala and Dr. Ananya is there to ready to take the technology from one part, how we are negotiating with them, and once we are negotiating them, and what is their interest, and how we can showcase and create the impact to them that they should interest towards the technology, and also the fees, as far as the technology licensing fees, as far as the lump sum premia and royalty is concerned. So decide for the decision of the royalty, we have to evaluate IP, because in the IP valuation, suppose if you have got a grant or if you have invested some money for research and development, how much man-hour cost, how much manpower cost, how much infrastructure cost, how the time, electricity, everything you have to keep in all these things, and then you have to determine the technology fees, so that as a national institution you can justify the cost of the technology, and also making a IP strategy, so that the investor or the startup should not unnecessarily goes in mitigating the cases of legal consequence, and that every second days there is a IPR litigation, and you know better than me about IPR litigation in the all sector of technology today at this time.
Yeah. Sir, are the institutes actually involved in this entire process when you speak about the negotiation with the MSMEs as such? Or so, for example, now, like, as an institute, Bombay College of Pharmacy is an autonomous institute, and if institute like this has their own internal IPR professionals or IPR cells, are they actually also getting involved into this negotiation and the further part, basically, with the MSMEs?
Completely agree. Just I saw received one of the message from one of the chief scientists of National Laboratory. Now the question what he has asked is that whether the industry is ready to take the technology, and can you talk and discuss. So point I wanted to tell you is that because जो टेक्नोलॉजी हम कहते हैं, जो टेक्नोलॉजी वो आपका टेक्नोलॉजी है. Okay, you know better than me about your technology. So whenever we face any difficulty, because when the industry wanted to take technology, they need more and more information, and also we have to bring a trust, so that industry should not also mislead to us, and even we must not mislead to the scientist. So we create a understanding and everything, because since scientist or the professor is the inventor of particular technology, he knows better than me, but our job is to connect the dot and mitigating both the challenge to licensee and licenser.
Okay. So, Mr. Shrifuja, if we can take some of the questions from our participants also.
Yeah, Dr.
So, Dr. Sahu, there is a question from Dr. Ujjwala Shinde, and her question is, how do we really approach NRDC for tech transfer?
The way you approach me, called me, madam, I think I spoke to madam 2 to 3 times. So I am always there. I am not stopping, because Bombay College of Pharmacy is a national institution and national eminence. And let me also tell you, we also ICT Mumbai, we went there. We had a MOU with ICT Mumbai. So same way, already we have started our negotiation and collaboration. So anytime it is our fundamental duty, and we are also reporting to the government. So by showing your strength, we will strengthen ourselves.
So taking Dr. Ujjwala Shinde's question ahead, if I can say, when I was introducing you, you have been mentoring so many institutes. So how is it that if we can have you, Bombay College of Pharmacy can have you as a mentor as far as IP commercialization is concerned?
Yes, I am always there, because it is our fundamental duty. Government is paying me salary, and my job is to advise everyone in the nation, and we are a national organization with a national mandate. We will do that. Okay. Nobody can stop it.
So there's another question.
Yeah.
So we'll be happy to get in touch with you and see how we can have you on board as part of our IP commercialization.
Even I love to. Even I am giving a guest. Yeah. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, Dr. Sahu.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
So there's another question from one of the participants, and the question is, which guidelines are followed for tech transfer and licensing in India?
Yeah, madam, every institution have their own guideline. because the DRDO guideline may not be because you are a institution. We have ICR, they have a IPR policy and IPR and tech transfer policy. We have CSIR, they have their own policy. We have Ministry of Art Science, various institutions like NIOT, they have their own IPR policy and technology transfer guideline. As a Bombay College of Pharmacy, you have to also, like we have a Punjab University, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Pondicherry University, Central University, Hyderabad, they have their own IP policy and also technology transfer guideline. That guideline will be the Bible for you. You need not to talk about the holistic national IPR policy. You have to run your institution with your own guideline, and that guideline will be Bible for you, for your vice chancellor, for your reader and registrar, for your student. All are equal and will get the benefit, and that will be have to be respected by every stakeholder of the ecosystem.
So somewhere it has to be in sync with the national IP policy.
Ultimately, madam, because Government of India has, I will send a document of Government of India guideline, and very soon you just send a WhatsApp message to me, your email ID. Even I will send to Professor Ujwala also, so that you can go through the national guideline and you can make that guideline incorporate in your own. And if you need any assistance, for guideline, I am always there, because I am part of many policy guideline for various university and institution in the country, and I can showcase and share some of the guideline what we have drafted for various institution also.
No, that will be really very nice, Dr. Sahu. It will really be a considerable help for us.
Even the Government of Odisha, the Higher Educational Department is coming out with the IPR policy and tech transfer policy guideline, and the chairman of that committee called me, and who was earlier a vice chancellor and now he became a chairman. So I share all my input, and also I am every day, sometime they ask me some question, because for an academic institution, IPR is a new thing. So it will be, because there is a legal issues, there is a technical issues, there is a issues of liability, there is a issues of many more. But institution have to safeguard the innovation in education. Then they will go for innovation to the technology or any process and product.
Correct. Dr. Sahu, there is a question from Dr. Preeti Sangwe, and she says her question is there any TRL readiness level required before we can approach NRDC for tech transfer?
कभी मैं इसको हिंदी में बोलूँगा कि कभी कभी बनाया मक्खन खाने के लिए भी मिल जाता है, नहीं तो खुद को मक्खन बना के बेचना पड़ता है. तो यही दो तरीका है कि हमको मक्खन बनाने के लिए जो प्रोसेस है, अगर आप कर चुके हो तो बढ़िया है, नहीं किए हो तो उसको मक्खन बनाने का हमारा एक जो प्रोसेस है उस हिसाब से करना पड़ेगा,
थोड़ा लेंथन हो जाएगा फिर.
या
So if there are more questions for Dr. Sahu, you can type them out or raise your hands, or there's Dr. Preeti Sangve again coming with a question. Any other questions for Dr. So she says thank you. And any other questions for Dr. Sahu? So you can raise your hand and maybe we unmute you and you can put it up to Dr. Sahu.
I think Dr. Clara has raised her hand.
Clara, yeah, you can unmute yourself and put up your question.
Thank you, sir, for a very informative presentation. This is in regards to the MOU with the organization. So I just want to know, because we have different organizations, we have government aided, we have private, and then we have some institutions which are part of universities. So if they're part of universities, and if they're in the an area or locality where they don't have much of infrastructure, so does NRDC have any criteria before they kind of associate with any organization? Do they have any set list that which we need to fulfill before we enter into an agreement?
No, ma'am, there is no as such public, private, or any kind of thing. All are equal. But there is a strategy on that. Suppose anyone, as I told you, anyone as a citizen of the nation can take our support, because our mandate is to not discriminate any organization. Every organization has the right. But in some of the thing, like we establish innovation. Yeah, extremely sorry. There is a power cut here because of rain. So I joined through my mobile. So, ma'am, let me also tell you that there is no as such hard and fast rule, and we normally go to any institution, and anyone can take our support and help. And we, as a national institution, we should be helpful and useful for your activity, so that we can also take the credit, because ultimately we can also showcase our effort in connecting the dot and bringing academia industry together.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Sahu, there's another question from one of our faculty members, and the question is, are there any specifications for patent licensing in India?
There is no as such specification. I will share some of the documentation as far as the suppose any industry is looking, you have one technology, and somebody approach, and we came to know that you own one technology, then we can connect to you. Ki, madam, one of the industry is ready to take the technology, and can you please tell me how much cost you are asking for the technology in the form of and royalty. So you have to share all the detail. And since you are from a public institution and you want to give the technology through non-exclusive, not exclusive, you know there are three type licensing: sole licensing, exclusive licensing, and non-exclusive licensing. But you want to give a non-exclusive licensing in a particular period of time with the fees and royalty. That we will discuss, because you may give the technology to one of the party in Odisha, maybe you want to give in Tamil Nadu, you want to give in somebody to Andhra Pradesh. So accordingly, if the party is from Andhra Pradesh, we will tell the licensor is ready to give the technology in a non-exclusive way for 10 for the 10 year, and you have to pay this much amount, and also royalty of 3% or 5%, whatever it may be, from the annual sale of the product. If the party ready, then we try to negotiate. If suppose he is not ready to give that amount of money, again we'll discuss with you, and also we'll also convince you, because giving licensing, suppose the industry is asking, no, I need exclusive license, I don't need non-exclusive, then again we'll bargain कि नहीं आप इतना पैसा दो, तब जाके मैं आपको convince करूंगा. And also you are from an institution, and your institution must give the have the responsibility when we are transferring a institutional technology to a industry. So because tomorrow there should not be any audit objection, there should not be any kind of issues of infringement or any kind of legal issues. So we have to safeguard you, and also we have to safeguard the industry, because so that tomorrow any kind of confusion came, so that we can mitigate the challenge through arbitration process and many more challenge also we mitigate. Even sometime industry कुछ पैसा दे देता है, बाद में वो कहाँ चला जाता है पता नहीं चलता है. जब हम ढूंढते हैं कि वो रॉयल्टी देने के टाइम में कंपनी उसका दुकान बंद है. तो ये चीज है, एक आगे के लिए हमारे लिए एक सीखने के लिए मिलना पड़ता है, उसके लिए हम तैयार होते हैं टू मिटिगेट ए रॉयल्टी force to connect all these people and connect with their all information together, so that it should be comfortable us to mitigate any kind of challenge in future.
Thank you, Dr. Sahu. If there are any more questions for Dr. Sahu, we can quickly take them up. So, Dr. Sahu, I would say here that there is a lot of intellectual property that we generate at colleges and institutes. There's so much of research. There are so many ideas that happen. How many of them get patented? Again, a question mark. Once they are patented, how many of them get commercialized or get tech transferred or reach the industry and see the light of day as a product? Again, a big question mark. We are really thankful to you as the head of NRDC. The great work that you are doing. Your presentation was excellent today, so informative, so useful for all of us participants. I'm sure the maze of how to navigate and how to go about doing tech transfer is something that is going to be much easier. We thank you for the handholding that you have offered to us. And again, on behalf of all the participants, Bombay College of Pharmacy, the FDP, we thank you profusely for your such an informative and insightful lecture.
Thank you, ma'am. And I am not the head of NRDC. I am one of the regional head of NRDC. My chairman is the Chairman and Managing Director, who is a Additional Secretary of Government of India. So thank you, Madam, for giving me opportunity, and it is a privilege for me to joining with you all. And I'm seeing some of the women scientists and professors are leading this program, and I'm grateful to Dr. Ujjwala, to you, and for giving. And that is nothing but Nari to Narayani. And I think you people are also making us proud, and I'm really proud and privileged to join in this program. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Dr. Sahu. And I now again request the FDP coordinator, Dr. Ujjwala Shinde, to take over from here. Dr. Ujjwala.
Thank you, Dr. Sahu, for graciously accepting our invitation and spending your valuable time with our participants. A key component for any nation's science and technology strategy is how to promote technology transfer. And Dr. Sahu, you have really aptly explained us and what NRDC's role in tech transfer to our participants. So, as a remembrance of our FDP on behalf of our organizing committee, we would like to virtually acknowledge you. On behalf of organizing committee, our research scholars, they have planted a neem sapling in our BCP Green Campus. So, Harshali, could you play the video?
Thank you, ma'am. Please.
Yeah.
Really, this is
So
innovation.
Dr. Sahu, you should take out time and maybe visit our institute whenever you're coming to Mumbai.
Sure,
It'll be an
ma'am.
honor
I'll
to
sure
have you
certainly
with
come,
us.
madam. Yeah, I'll be coming.
Yeah, do let us know.
Sure.
So this is the neem sapling we have planted in our backyard of our college.
Excellent, madam. Very innovative. And I think you own my heart, actually, really. Very interesting.
This is the activity.
Yeah, just send me this this video, madam.
Do. Definitely, sir. And this was the idea of our previous coordinator, Dr. Vaishali, and then we have really continued with that idea.
Then Nari to Narayani.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Ma'am. Thank you.
Over to you, Harita.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Alka Mukne, ma'am, for chairing this session. Thank you, sir, for this informative session. I thank all the participants and I request all the participants to switch on their videos for a group photo. I'll just switch on the video mode.
Sahu, sir, your video is on. Hello.
I request all the participants to switch on the videos, please.
Dr. Harita.
Ma'am, I think Dr. Sahu left. We need to call him back. I think he left.
It will take time. We'll take this photograph and then we'll end up.
Ma'am, the video is on for everybody. Thank you all.
Next announcement, Harita.
Ma'am, 1 minute. The participants are joining. I request all the participants to please join back for the photo.
About sir.
Sir, hello, sir.
Sahu, sir.
Ma'am, he's not there.
Ma'am, can you ask the participants to hold on for 2 minutes? We can try and get in touch with sir.
Yeah, I'll just call sir. Hello, sir is joining. Just
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Dr. Subhashi, your video is not on. Dr. Kalpana,
I request all the participants, please switch on your videos for a group photo. Yeah, ma'am, sir has come.
thank you, sir, for joining back. Sorry, we have
My mobile number, anyone can reach out to me.
I'll share your number, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Shall I leave?
Thank you all the participants.
Thank
Now-
you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Now
you.
yes, ma'am.
Huh.
We now go for a lunch break and we will again join back at 2:45 for our next session, session number 9. Thank you all the participants.